Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on three trailers that I don't think really do the job, but the movies don't look bad. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 14, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, first up is Invasive, then War of the Worlds Extinction, and then Jade. So, Invasive, not a great title, but not a bad plot. So, there's this millionaire lives up on a mountain, and he's having a party, and they hire these caterers to cater the party, and they hide in the house when everybody leaves, so they could party in the house, which is kind of a cool setup. You know, you could see it happening, but unexpectedly, of course, he comes back with a friend, drugs his wine, and he's going to do nasty things to him. Perhaps he's a serial killer or a hitman, we don't know. But he, of course, discovers that someone else is in the house and has to kill them. So from then on, the trailer focuses on the girl. So it's a couple, but it mostly focuses on the girl. I don't know. Maybe he kills her boyfriend early on, and it's just mainly her against him. It is a free movie on Tubi, so that makes it interesting. Breaking in will be easy. Breaking out will be murder. And not really breaking in. They just sort of stayed in the house. It's not a bad premise, but the execution of the trailer seems a bit light. Like, the focus to me should be on why this guy, is he a serial killer or is he a hitman? That makes a big difference. Makes a huge difference of whether or not, I think he's a hitman because he's a little too professional, but he does drug the guy and hold him hostage for some reason. So maybe he plans on torturing him to get some sort of information or whatever. Whether or not these two can survive it, and then they get trapped in the house, which, you know, the guy has a house, he can push a button and trap him in there, and then the windows don't break, and so it seems a bit unrealistic. I think it would have been better to have a situation where they could get out of the house, but there's nowhere to go, right? They're already on top of a mountain. Like, maybe they go out to the cars, they don't have their keys, the gate's locked, they can't get off the mountain. So you could have some outside stuff too. I think, despite the size of the house, it's a little unrealistic that one guy can't find one person in his own house. I think it's two people, really. Although I think the boyfriend probably dies. I'm not really seeing the girl. The girl seems to be playing it like, a normal person, which makes me want to say, how the hell does she keep avoiding this guy? The kid is also just a knucklehead, her boyfriend, so not really seeing how they would survive if he's got all these high-tech security gadgets in his own house. So, yeah, I do kind of like the premise, because I like the idea of characters who just do something and then get in over their head, and then they have to get out of it. So first act, they get in over their head. They're catering this party. They stay late and decide to party in the guy's house, which is something you could see two young people doing. And they're just having a great time. But then he comes home, drugs this guy, and now they're trapped in the house. And now it's a thriller, a cat and mouse game. But of course, the guy is better suited to killing. I'm not really seeing what's evening the odds here. Maybe he should be injured or something. Third act, I'm going to assume the girl turns the tables on him and survives. The girl is at least going to survive. Her boyfriend, 50-50, they kill him. It would be good motivation to kill him, but at the same time it would be dark. Too dark for such a movie that seems to start relatively light. I could totally see him being injured, though, and being taken out of the action, and then she has to finish off the killer and then save him. A bit girl bossy, but yeah, not bad for a free movie on Tubi. It's probably watchable. War of the Worlds with William Baldwin is a sci-fi, I guess you would call it an epic. Now, when you say War of the Worlds, I think the Martians come and invade Earth. But that's not what this is about. Apparently, it's a group of aliens coming to Earth to wipe out humanity because they don't like what humanity did to them. So I'm not. This feels like a concept that's very downstream from War of the Worlds or some other concept. Feels like a late season. What was that show with MacGyver with the Gates? God, I can't think of it now. You know the one I mean. It feels like very late stage that, and the special effects are about around that era. They're okay. They're like late 90s effects mostly, slightly better, I guess you would say. I mean, it's not bad. But it's a bit ambitious for what appears to be a big concept. War of the Worlds, Extinction. I'm not sure what the other world is if it's not Mars. And I'm not sure, and William Baldwin is the bad guy. He doesn't appear to be an alien, so what's the deal there? I'm not sure what the background is on this. Let's take a look. Yeah, nothing on here. You know what? I forgot to look at here. Oh yeah. For Invasive, a young woman secretly residing in a billionaire's lavish mansion stumbles upon dark secrets, sparking a desperate fight for survival. See, like, they don't even mention her boyfriend. He must get killed. He must get killed. Anyhow, William Baldwin's movie, he sounds so much like Alec Baldwin in this. It does make him very sinister. Would I watch it? I think I'd watch the Invasive movie before I'd watch this. It looks a little boring. It looks a little stiff. It doesn't have the oomph you would expect for such a big, bold movie where humanity's at stake. Feels like boring soundstage scenes coupled together with, effects that are watchable but aren't particularly blowing me away. But again, it's a Tubi original, so it's free. It feels like a movie you'd watch like on a Sunday, or you'd put on in the background of maybe if you were playing a video game or something. You'd kind of half listen to it and sort of pause the game to see a cool scene and then go back to the game for the boring stuff. Finally, there's Jade. Mickey Rourke is in this. And this is a gangster film where the protagonist is a hot black chick with a big fro who is named Jade. And for some reason, she's been trained in the deadly arts. And she's wanted by the cops. And there's lots of cool scenes of her pointing guns and picking up swords. And Mickey Rourke him and his puffy face are in it. Man, he does not look good. Is it just me, or does Mickey Rourke look like his face is melting off his face? He does not look good at all. I don't know if it's plastic surgery. I know he had, these times as a boxer. I mean, I guess as a gangster you could say it, but he looks, I don't know, he doesn't look mean. He looks kind of sick. I would suspect Mickey's not in it that much. And this feels a little bit like, like a Kill Bill type movie. It's got music. Here she is saying something like, "Oh, I'm glad you taught me all these skills," which is sort of an odd thing to say. It's like she was taught all the skills and had no idea why she was being taught the skills, and now suddenly they come into play, and now she's like mowing down people left and right. Let's see if I can now the font on this is good. It's just it's so dark. Like, why do you hide the credits? Directed by James Bamford, screenplay by Glenn Innes and Lynn Collier. Mickey Rourke. So he gets a full credit. So he's in it more than a cameo, I would say. Catherine McNamara, Shauna West, and Mark Dacosos. So, it looks all right. I mean, it looks like it'll have some good action in it. I like the look. The look is good. I mean, the cinematography is nice there. You got the reflection of the blade onto her face. That's a good shot. This is like very comic booky. But the energy is also kind of not there. It's okay. And the plot just seems a bit threadbare. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with her, other than she's running from, I guess, the FBI and probably some gangsters. Like, that's important and should be in the trailer. This one is not, by the way, a Tubi original. So I assume, it's just billed as an action movie. I assume it'll go probably direct to streaming. So, yeah, the look is fine. But, man, spend 10 cents, get a friggin' screenwriter, will you? Why are these people? You need good dialogue. In a movie like this, good dialogue, oh man, this movie would be off the charts. If you had some like snazzy dialogue and one-liners from her, I think this movie could be fun. Not realistic, but fun. I mean, some of it doesn't look very realistic when she's picking up guns and bullets are landing all around her and picking up a sword and, they don't just shoot her. But, that's par for the course in a movie like this. All right. So how do I rank these movies? So, Invasive, War of the World's Extinction, or Jade. Well, I got to put War of the World's Extinction on the bottom. It's a little too much like, God, I can't think of the show. The Gateway show. The Gate. What the hell is it called? MacGyver was in it. You know the show. And James Spader was in the movie. It's got a little bit of that flair because the pyramids are in it. I mean, it kind of looks cool. I'd probably tune in for some of it just to watch scenes like this, but I don't think I'd be totally invested in a movie like this. So I had to put this one on the bottom. Second, I guess it would be Invasive, because I'm just kind of not buying. I mean, the girl's acting like someone who's trapped in a house with a killer and doesn't know what to do, but that doesn't bode well for the movie in terms of like how she manages to survive this night, right? But again, it's a Tubi original, so it's free. I'd probably sit through it. I like the setup a lot. Maybe if one of them had a little bit of training or was a little bit more savvy, I could buy into it. And I guess at the top would be Jade, because at least the plot kind of holds together, even though it's really vague why she's running from all these people, and that seems to be crucially important to the plot, and you should probably tell us. Mickey Rourke is a really good actor, so I think he can sell the sinister bad guy, which will make the movie better. So I think out of the three, this would probably be on the tops. Plus, I really like the look of it. And I think the action is mostly okay. There's like one or two shots in the sequences I'm like, it's a bit slow on the uptake, but so yeah. I mean, I'm not enamored by any of these movies, really. You know me, I got a high bar for this kind of stuff, but if I had to pick one out of all of them, I'd probably put my money on Jade as being the best out of three. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes and our other videos. We do 2 videos for off of YouTube every day. So we do 2 on YouTube and 2 on the other platforms that I don't put on YouTube generally. And this weekend I did 2 completely different videos. So check them out. I gotta take this call. We'll see you in the next one.